What her plans are, and what she's going to do, and we're going to talk about her reign as queen, which will go 2 years because this year we're not going to do a parade on the streets in 2021, so they'll be queen and queen court until 2022. Paris, tell us who you are and what you're about and what you plan to do.
So, hi everyone, my name is Paris Gray. I am 22 years old. I am from Los Angeles, California, and I go to Cal State Northridge University. This is my senior year. My major is liberal studies, and I am aspiring to be an elementary school teacher. Right after graduation, I plan on going into my master's in credentials program, where I further my education process.
Now, what do you think is the most important thing you can accomplish in the course of your life? You have most of your life ahead of you. And what do you see yourself doing 20 years from now? Somebody asked me that question. I don't know. You can't get away with that. What would you like to be doing, and what do you want to see happening to the world?
Well, what I would like to be doing, for one, is I'd like to be very successful in my career. For me, success doesn't only have to do with just a career, but it's also like just happiness, how you favor that with yourself, and everyone has their own. It's the eye of the beholder. Everyone has their own perception of it. So of course, to be in my field as a teacher, but also to ultimately just be happy with my end goal. And as far as what I'd like to see, I would just like to see a change in the world as much as we can. Just everyone helping out one another to make that come true.
Now, all change is not for the better. Sometimes change is for the worse. So we don't want to just ask for change without knowing what direction. And what do you see some of the things that you want to see made better in this world? For not just black folk, but for everybody.
I definitely would like to say, as cliche as it may seem, I would like to see world peace, for sure. And definitely poverty. That's another one for me. I don't like to see everyone just out on the street and not having a place to go or nowhere to be or nothing to eat. And so I'd like to see a change in that area for the better.
And your role in doing that will be teaching. You'll be teaching and training minds to take over. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now, let's do a round of applause.
Yeah, that's right.
Give us some props.
Yeah, for the queen.
And then now, for our princess, Deborah. And Deborah, would you introduce yourself in the same class?
Sure. I'm Deborah Gallo. I'm 19. I go to University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA. I am a history and African American studies double major. And when I grow up, I want to work in the education system.
And what changes do you want to see in the world? In what direction? And what role do you want to play in achieving that?
I definitely want to see a change in how things are set up in America, especially. We all know that a lot of economics are tied with social status and how much race affects economics. And so I would really like to see equity be pursued and for our communities to receive what they've been owed for so long, finally. And I would really love to see the perpetuation of poverty within communities of color be ended. For real.
Oh, okay.
Systematically.
Yeah.
Through education, through the prison industrial complex, through everything. I would really like to see.
Through the elimination of the pipeline from kindergarten to penitentiary.
It's all interconnected, and I would love for our government and for just American society to realize that.
As a solution to the police killing so many black men and women, almost every week there's another one.
Yeah, so
the
interesting thing about issues with police and police brutality is that now we're seeing it is because it's finally being recorded. It's finally
Everybody has
we're
a
able
camera.
to see it. Everybody has cameras. We have phones, and so it's always been an issue. There's always been systemic issues trying to criminalize Black people, and so I really feel like it starts with changing how law enforcement is made as a whole, changing the way that they operate around people who have mental illness, people of color who may have different vernacular. I really definitely feel like the role of a police officer should be invested in more, and they should actually have to go through a lot more trainings. And so it's really a complex issue, and it has to do with a very systemic issue that's been here for centuries. But it really definitely starts with the system of police in America and teaching them how to operate around.
Do you think they should be punished if they kill somebody? Shouldn't they be fired immediately, or should they be given more chances?
They should never even have the chance to kill somebody
Again,
with that.
so if they have killed
Quickness.
somebody, which
If they have, yeah, they should definitely be punished for it because it's murder. I think the thing is, we shouldn't resort to violence that quickly.
who's that? You mean the
the
people?
police.
Oh, the police.
Yeah, because in other countries you can see that police and law enforcement don't exactly have to use firearms as often. So it's really a systematic thing that's really connected. Everything's connected with each other,
What
and it just.
level of teaching do you want to do? High school?
I
College?
really would love to do somewhere around high school or community college because I feel like it's a very transformative time in somebody's
At
life.
a very formative stage in their life,
Yeah.
you can shape their minds and turn them loose on the world.
Yeah, teachers like Paris,
Yeah.
she's aspiring to be, they can definitely change the trajectory of somebody's life.
What level were you talking about?
Third or fourth elementary
Yeah, for
school.
you. So you're going to catch them early and then you're going to finish.
Make sure they stay on that path.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and let's have a round of applause. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. The Queen is ready to speak. We give her the last word, and go ahead and introduce yourself and who you are, where you came. What high school did you go to? Where you from? What you gonna do? Where you going?
Let me give you guys the full backstory. But
Okay.
before I begin, I just want to say that I'm very proud to be represented by you guys, but I'm also very proud to have two beautiful women next to me that speak so well of themselves and about everything they want to do. You guys are, they inspire me every day.
Amen.
Thank you so much. My name is Ayanna Rose. I am 19 years old, and I'll be 20 in 2 months. I aspire to be a criminal justice attorney, so I really, really want to focus on freeing all of the wrongfully accused African Americans in the judicial system. So I think that following on to what they're saying, I think the one thing that I can help by changing the world right now is building a whole new system. The system we have doesn't work, it's broken, it's racist, it's unequal, and it doesn't provide equity. I plan to build a group of people who care about what I care about and building a whole new system. We need to break it down. We need to start over again and try new because what we're doing now is obviously not working. So that was a powerful start, but I just wanted to
Yeah,
get that off the table.
and what school are you going to be going to?
Right now, I am trying to transfer into CSUN, but I do plan on trying to get into the University of Redland. They have my major. I'm a communications major with a minor in paralegal studies.
Oh, so you're going to be in the middle of it. So do you, all three of you, believe that, is it more significant to give training of police so that they understand? Somebody said that you have to train them, it's too late, you must train. Or enforcing the law and punishing, removing them if they show any signs of doing evil. Which do you think is carrot or stick? Which is the best way to solve it for the whole department?
Honestly, I'd say it's a equal part on both. I feel like it's You have to go through the correct training. You have to go through correct punishment if you do the wrong thing, as in wrongfully murdering somebody. But if you don't start off well, you can't have a good ending. You have to get the correct training. You have to keep training while you do your job. Even the job I have now, I'm constantly going through trainings just so I know I'm doing my job right. I feel like that's also wrong. The police don't get constant training in their jobs. They get one training and then they send you off. There's no, okay, every month we're doing a training. Yes, and I feel like that's the missing point. It's like you forget how to do your job. And they have a big one. You're out every day, and your job is to protect us. That's your only job, just to protect and serve. That is what they say. So I feel like if your job is to protect and serve, and you're out there every single day of every single moment, you should be trained every single month or every single week. If your job is that important, like they say, you should be getting trained.
I say the future is in good hands. Thank all of y'all, and let's have a round of applause for you. I want to call off Miss Eva Gallego Foreman, who is the person that puts this together every year, so we can put the camera on her, Christine, Ms. Eva Gallego Foreman. Don't pay any attention to that. Saying, don't shoot me, don't. She tries to stay in the background.
Right, always.
But she does that. Eva, do you have any comments or words of advice for what we're gonna be doing this next year? No, these ladies are gonna be 2-year queens.
Well,
Oh, okay. We're broadcasting now. Let's finish broadcasting.
this year, I've been blessed. On the last minute, honestly speaking, a fabulous royalty. Honestly. And we haven't had the opportunity to do the things that we had planned on doing. But Dr. Juanita had suggested earlier that we would be taking the teachers into her program, that she works with underprivileged young women at Manual Arts and a couple of the other high schools, and that you guys be coming in to help elevate these young people. So everything is now visual. So I'll be getting with Dr. Juanita, and I'll be contacting you guys to see how we could get into this with the visual learning and the visual training and speaking abilities. And like Ayanna, she is into modeling, into acting, and just that etiquette training. You guys are into how to speak, how to attend school, and the reason why you stay in school. Because I'm an advocate for education. I'm strict on it. So education is what opens doors for everybody. And there's a lot of young people, minorities, whites, blacks, Hispanics, that doesn't get that training to advance. And our job, my job, is to advance. So we're going to be working together, and we're going to be getting along with Dr. Juanita. She's with Charles Drew Medical, and see how we can help. And beside that, we're doing voters registration. Ayanna lives in the neighborhood. We have a table out here. Daniel is out here on the weekends. So if you guys find time to come down and volunteer, let me know. Because usually it's on the weekend where it's really crowded. They have the Lamert Park, they have food, they have sales. It's busy on the weekends, and there's parking in the back. If you guys come, let me know. It could be arranged. Then you guys wear a crown and sash, and then so we do the safe distance and everything. And we have the voters registration forms. Your mom took a picture. She could send us a picture of it so that she could post it, and you could post it on your timeline. That we need to encourage young people to vote. We get a lot of no's, but then I get a lot of yes. If you don't vote, you can't talk. That's bottom line. You don't vote, you can't talk. You can't ask for nothing. So
And speaking of,
you gotta know, you gotta wanna vote. I gotta wanna encourage you to vote. And my job is to tell you that it's necessary for you to vote, because if you don't vote, then I don't want you to walk down the street and say, well, you know me, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't work like that. It simply doesn't work like that. If you don't vote, you can't ask for nothing. Don't expect anything, because nothing is gonna be handed to you. You gotta fight for what you want. Bottom line, we're in a fighting mode.
big time.
This is life, okay? This is life. Your life is on the line. And you best be aware that your life is on the line. Get me?
Yeah, I wanna add one thing.
Get me?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you wanna live. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
So you figure out how you're gonna live in this.
Our future is in good
And you've
hands.
got to want to live. So get out and vote. It's mandatory.
So, can I add one more thing to that?
Yes.
And I don't want to take up everybody's time, but I would like to Ms. Jalen Godoy. I'm sorry, I'm doing her last. She's the queen. I'm gonna start with Ms. Deborah Gallo, second princess, and I want to give her this
That's her.
scholarship. I'm sorry. Cut that out of the tape.
Can you take the picture with you handing this to her?
So,
There you go.
it's not as much as we would like to do, but we just want to make it symbolic, as, you know, a scholarship towards your continuing to do what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And to Ms. Paris Gray, who I've gotten to know today, I'm sitting next to her, and pictures outside of here. I want to make the presentation to you of a token, a symbolic amount of a scholarship, because you're doing great things in this event. And we can get more. In fact, we're going to ask you to do a second year, because we're not going to have new queens this year.
Right.
And we'll be talking to you about that in some kind of way.
Right.
So thank you very much.
I'm gonna be begging for scholarships.
And we're gonna be asking you to help us with registering to
Yeah.
vote, and, you know, where we need a beautiful face to, and not just a beautiful face, a beautiful face with a brain behind it, to, a mind behind it, to carry it. And to our queen, Jalen.
Yes.
Godoy.
Yes.
And Jalen, congratulations.
Thank
you.
you.
Yours is 1,000. And we wish we could do more. All of our people say, we know that you're worth a whole lot more than this, and you deserve way more than this, but this is what we want to do now. And you know what? The parade is getting bigger, it's getting better. And I want to say something about this year. I think going virtual this year has allowed us an option at doing a program instead of just a parade that is carrying a substantive message. And it might be, you know, it was a setback. As long as you're not killed by this virus, you can make things way better, and we can make this parade bigger. And so by the time you leave in office, you know, you get to do 2 years as queen.
That's good.
That's good. But by the time you leave, we may be making more. We already have over 1 million viewers on ABC, which is the biggest network owned by Disney. And we want to double that, and we want to, you know, double it, triple it. And also, with the audience size comes, you know, monetary recognition, and we want to, anything that we get, we're going to be passing it on, because you're doing things that are to the benefit of the public. And we want to say thanks. And that's another way to say thank you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So I want to introduce the vice president. Kind of like, she's the main person that I come up with ideas, and this lady here, she's
He gets to work and I get it done.
I get her to make the commitment. She's the one that carries it out. There's no question about it. Sabra Wadi. Sabra, you want to say something? I know you got a hat that says "I can't breathe." You're always making a statement.
Well, I just want to say that this part of the parade is very, very important, and it's it's a tradition, true enough. But when we have not just the how can I say, the position of the Queen and the court in a visual sense, we know we can back it up with hidden figures like the young ladies, and that's very important to us. As African Americans, we want you to represent the best, and so we thank you for your time and your willingness to come with your crowns and your sashes and bring all of that hard work that you put in, on a daily basis for your academics and in your personal life, because it speaks over into your character, and you guys bring it, you ladies bring it rather. So just want to say we appreciate you, and we appreciate you moms and dads, because
Without them, it
this
wouldn't
cannot
be.
happen.
All
So
right.
I'm sure you all let them know that, right? You give them your best, so that's
And don't forget the agent over there.
the agent.
Dr. Dove, Sabir wants you to hand the Queen the check one more time.
Okay.
Let's see if they can get it.
But you know what? He's taking a still picture,
Yeah.
and it looked like she's giving it back to me.
I don't think so.
So we gotta make sure, show some motion, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Again, Dr. Gallo.
Thank you.
So, I'll let you know on the weekend. I'll text everybody and see you guys' availability, because I know people are in school and they got classes and they got work and everything else. Alright?
Right.
But Ayanna lives in the neighborhood and she has she has worked as a poster. She has done that. So her mom is gonna send her a copy of the picture, and I'm gonna forward it to you guys. And then you guys could put it up at your Facebook page and, invite. Because you guys attend school, so you guys have a bigger audience, and see if you can get anybody, and you send them down here to come and read. Or we have applications. If you guys, once you guys say you have some people, then we can give you guys the application, how to fill it out. Mandatory, you have to have an ID. It's mandatory. You must have an ID to register to vote.
Are
Anybody
you
know
ladies
that?
registered voters?
Yes,
So
everybody.
you already know.
Anybody that you know that's not registered, let them
Right.
know. We can arrange to take care of that. We got a video that we were gonna run here with the technology that let us showing exactly how you do that. We have
Yeah, we have a video of it.
you have a copy of it, yeah.
Yeah, I could forward it.
Yeah, let's probably have a copy of that. And that's the key, we gotta get, this is a very important election. Well, I guess we're gonna move it on, and you're in the town, you're lucky to be in LA. There's the two most important media markets in the world today. There's New York and LA.
I'm very lucky to be here.
You're a model, and you got an agent already?
Yes, that is my manager right there. I have an agent too, but that's my manager. She handles basically anything hard you can think of. She has it. My mom, my manager, my other manager. You guys are my dream team, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm her PR. Yes, my mother. Sorry. My team is still building, but I do want to say that my mother is with Ayanna Rose PR, best PR ever. Once I start going to events again, hopefully when the virus lets up, I can start bringing my court with me, so I can have these two beautiful women, and the other two beautiful women are missing. But I can start bringing my court with me so they can speak and they can show you guys off. You guys are amazing. I can't wait for them to see me, but I can't wait for them to see you guys too. You guys really, you guys put the work in. I'm very proud.
Our theme this year is.
Like a brilliant Queens, Dr. Dove.
I know. I'm getting ready to say, our theme
Give Emma her credit.
is unfinished business.
Yes.
Now that's poetic, you know. What business are we talking about? Poetry, you leave it out there. What's in people's mind, they'll finish that. Is it the unfinished business that Dr. King was about to go from rights to sit at the counter to jump into getting money to be able to buy something after you're at the counter when he got gunned down, you know? Is it the unfinished business of America that tried 2 times after the Civil War? They had a Reconstruction people, they were black majority got to vote, and they voted in black governor of Louisiana. Does everybody know that there was a black governor named Hitchcock of Louisiana in 18, you know, and you're gonna be teaching that, right? I'm gonna give you some stuff in the book. And do we know that originally this country was founded, there was slavery already, and they said in the July 4th, all people are created equal with the right to life, liberty. And then 11 years later, after they won the war, they got together in 1787 and they said, but not the Indians, they're not a member of part of our country. You know, how about that? The Indians are not part of our country. And then they got together and they said, and the African slaves are 3/5 of a person and they cannot vote. But we have an electoral college stupid plan that says we'll count 3/5 of their number and add it up and give that number to their masters for determining the electoral college to vote a president. That still is messing up things now.
Yeah.
And so we got a lot of work to do. And so I'm going to turn to you as a queen and your royal court. We're going to have some time that you don't have to be riding the parade. We're going to do a TV program, and I have to get some proposals together. I'm going to leave now and have it ready. But I've been writing this script, and I've got some more pieces to put into it because we need to have some of that in there. Get you and your people, since you do acting.
Yes.
And I guess everybody does acting. You guys can do acting.
They're educators.
That's the spirit. You say, what can you do? She said, what do you need done?
Yes.
I can see both of them. So we'll be getting back to you on that too. Because in the other years, you go on, you cut some ribbons, and you go to these big events. We're not having the big events, you know. This is the grossest thing we got to do, you know, with a crowd. We don't want to have a big press conference with people on the sidewalk. We're sitting here with masks on, except for Sabir. Put the mask back on, brother. But anyway, I'm kidding. But we're sitting here quarantined, and count it as a blessing because it's forcing us to do some things that we wouldn't otherwise. Universities have their curriculum on you know, digitized. And so you can sit at home and do it. Just my daughters are sent home from their job with their laptop, and then they do it away with the file cabinet. And now they're talking about closing the office, and everybody continue to work. You know, it'll never be the same after we recover from this. And maybe the technology was there. The streets are going to empty. I haven't been to the grocery store. I just had somebody. Now they say they're backing out the jobs at the grocery checker. No, we're creating a job for somebody to bring it to the house, and that's stuff. So it's going to work out. We're going to be, what did Kevin Henry or Lamar say? We're going to be all right. You know, and Martin Luther King said, we shall overcome. And this young boy updated this to say, we're going to be all right. So I think, anybody want to say anything from around there? Let's get comments from anybody else. Oh, yeah.
Protocol.
Want water? Oh, sorry.
Put them on that corner.
I am. I'm coming.
And again, our vice president,
Yeah.
Ms. Sama Wadi, she puts on all kinds of events. She's the go-to person if you want to get it done right.
1, 2, 3. 2 more. Eyes this way.
That's not good.
Eyes this way. 1 more.
Shall we do one without a mask?